Good morning, students. Welcome to the digital classroom with Holy Heart Schools. Today, we are going to discuss chapter The Geographic Grid Latitudes and Longitudes. In today's video, we will be discussing about international dateline, locating places on the earth, about the great circle and the small circle. While going through these topics, we will be learning some new words like number 1, international dateline, the meridian of 180 degree. Number 2, grid, network of latitudes and longitudes. Number 3, the great circle, the largest circle that can be drawn on the surface of the earth, which divides the earth into two equal halves, and its center is the center of the earth. For example, equator. Number 4, small circle, a circle which divides the earth into two unequal halves. Example, Tropic of Cancer, Antarctic Circle, etc. Now students, please open up your books on page number 19, topic International Dateline. But before we start with our topic, let's have a brief about today's topic. 180 degree east and west meridian is actually the same meridian known as international dateline. The history of international dateline dates back to the Christian era 1522 when Magellan's crew reached home after circumnavigating the world for the first time by ship. They thought it was 5th September, but actually they reached on 6th September. This is because of the unusual position arises at the meridian of 180 degree. This was the first time when human experience of time changed on the global scale. The realization of this eventually led to the establishment of international dateline. International dateline lies on the opposite side of the world to the prime meridian. This line is concerned with the dates of the calendar and adopted internationally. On the either sides of this line, a difference of 1 day is observed. This is because Earth completes one rotation in 24 hours on its axis as it moves from west to east. Suppose we start traveling from 0 degree meridian westward. On reaching 180 degree west, the time is decreased by 12 hours. Hence, at 1 degree east, the time is increased by 12 hours. The difference of 12 hours each way add up to the difference of 24 hours or full day at the 180 degree meridian. On eastern side we are gaining the day and on western side we are losing the day. To avoid the confusion of dates and for the convenience of those who are traveling around the world, international dateline has been established. Meridian 180 degree was chosen as international dateline because it passes through the middle of the Pacific Ocean and there is practically no landmass. A deviation has been taken. This line moves in a zigzag way so that it does not cross any landmass or island, as no country in the world would like to have two different dates on a single day. So now students, let's start with our reading of the topic today. International dateline. In 1519, Ferdinand Magellan set out westward from Spain, sailing to East Asia with 241 men in his 5 ships. 3 years later, they successfully circumnavigated, means sail or travel around the world, the earth. Although a careful schedule means planning of the dates has been maintained, the crew found that their calendar was 1 day short of the correct date. This was the first human experience of time change on a global scale. Global scale means worldwide. The realization of this eventually led to the establishment of international dateline. One advantage of establishing the Greenwich meridian as a prime meridian is that its opposite point, antipode, means the direct opposite of something, is in the Pacific Ocean. This we have already discussed before. Let us take a globe on which meridians are marked at an interval of 15 degrees. Starting from the prime meridian towards the east, we find 180-degree meridian is number 12. We can find it by the simple calculations. 12 multiplied by 15 degree equals to 180 degree. And the time is 12 hours ahead of GMT, that is Greenwich Mean Time, because at the interval of 15 degree 12 meridians are there. So at every one meridian 1 hour is increased. So at 12 meridians 12 hours is increased. Now starting again from the prime meridian towards the west, we find 180 degree west meridian. The number is 12 and the time is 12 hours behind GMT. As we have discussed in the earlier part of this chapter, that as we move west of the Greenwich Meridian time, the time decreases by 1 hour at an interval of 15 degrees. So at 12 meridians of 15 degrees, the time will decrease by 12 hours. Both 180 degree east and 180 degree west are actually the same meridian. Now how can the same meridian be 12 hours ahead and 12 hours behind GMT? The difference of 12 hours each way adds up to the difference of 24 hours or a full day at 180 degree meridian. This causes confusion of dates whenever a ship or a plane goes round the world. To avoid this confusion, the International Prime Meridian Conference in 1884 fixed the 180 degree east or 180 degree west meridian as international dateline. This meant that when a ship sails eastward and crosses the 180 degree meridian from west to east, it gains 1 day, but if it crosses 180 degree meridian from east to west, the ship loses a day. This change is followed by everyone irrespective of distance actually traveled. This we have already discussed. The international dateline is in the middle of the time zones, thus there is no hourly change at that point, but a change is only of the date. As we have already discussed, the difference of 12 hours each way adds up to the difference of 24 hours or a full day at 180 degree meridian. The international dateline does not follow 180 degree meridian exactly. It makes some adjustments to accommodate those countries and island groups under the same administration, means where the same government works, which are lying across or close this line. It deviates from 180 degree meridian in the Bering Sea to include all the Aleutian Islands of Alaska with the same day, and again in the South Pacific to keep the islands of the same group, Tonga and Fiji, within the same day. So the international dateline does not cross any landmark or island, as no country in the world would like to have two different days or dates on the single day in its territory. Territory means area. So to avoid the confusion of days or dates, it moves in a zigzag manner. Next we are starting up with the topic locating places on the earth. To know the location of any place on the earth, we need to know both latitudinal and longitudinal extent of a particular place. It is very difficult to find the location of the place with latitudes alone. Both latitude and longitude play an important role here. The grid formed by the intersection of these two lines tell us the exact location of the place. For example, if we want to know the location of India, we need to know that it lies from 8 degree north to 37 degree north and 68 degree east to 97 degree east. It means it is lying in the northern and eastern hemisphere between these latitudes and longitudes respectively. This is giving the exact location of India. In the similar manner, we can find the location of any place on the earth with the help of the grid formed by the intersection of latitudes and longitudes. So now let's come back to our reading, locating places on the earth. The network of parallels and meridians on the surface of the globe is known as Earth's grid or the geographic grid. We can locate any place on the surface of the earth with the help of the grid. Grid means the network of latitudes and longitudes. To find the exact location of a place on the Earth's surface, we should know its position in the north-south direction, that is their latitude, and in the east-west direction, that is their longitude. Now next we are starting up with the great circle and small circle. A great circle is a circle formed on the surface of the sphere by the intersection of plane that passes through the center of the sphere. It divides the sphere into two equal parts. And when a plane passes through the sphere but not through its center, the line where the plane intersects the surface of the sphere creates a small circle. In a very simple language, we can say small circle is a circle which divides the earth into two unequal halves. For example, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Antarctic Circle, Arctic Circle, etc. Great circle has the following characteristics. Number 1. The center of the great circle always coincides with the center of the sphere. Coincide means to occupy the same relative position. It means the center of the sphere will be the center of the great circle. Number 2. It is the largest circle that can be drawn on the sphere. For example, equator. Number 3. The great circle represents the circumference of the sphere. Circumference means the enclosing boundary of a curved geometric figure. It means the circumference of the sphere is the circumference of the great circle. The great circle can be aligned in any direction of the sphere. Align means place or arrange things in a straight line. A great circle can be drawn to include any 2 points on the surface of the sphere. It connects these 2 points in the shortest distance between these points on the surface of the sphere. It means it helps us to know the shortest distance between the two places. The shortest distance between any 2 points on the Earth's surface is called the arc of great circle, which passes between these 2 points. Because Earth is spherical in shape, the distance between the 2 points on the Earth's surface cannot be taken as a straight line. Since the great circle roots are shortest distance between the two places on the Earth, they are mainly used to save fuel and time. Therefore, they are very economical. So students, with this we are ending up with our chapter. Please revise your previous topics also and try to solve all the exercises and question answers. Thank you.